and welcome. My name is Tiffany Huckelman with Lone Orange, where we help service solopreneurs create an amazing client experience by getting super clear on their own powerful brand experience. We do that in a couple of ways, but primarily we use the know, communicate, and be format. By having that great client experience, you first have to know who you are as a business and really what makes you special. Then you have to know how to communicate that both visually, verbally, and where to communicate that. And then the secret is how to be that brand and how to carry that through in every experience for your clients. So that's a little bit about Lone Orange, but what we're really here for is to be with Linda. So I want to welcome Linda Senn with Penn Central Communications. Linda, welcome.
Hi, good to be here.
Hello there. Thanks for being on with me today.
Thank you.
So Linda and I have actually known each other for a while, but I asked her to come on because she's in the process of rebranding her business a little bit. She's still doing work that she has done, but now it's trying to focus a little bit more on who she's serving and how to reach those people a little bit better. Linda's a solopreneur and has been for many, many years. She's an author, published author, and book coach, and does a lot of wonderful things. But I'm going to, maybe Linda, why don't you tell us a little bit about your business and kind of where you're at right now?
My business opened in 1995 and has grown. It's been an independent operation registered with the state of Missouri. I realized even before I opened the business that my reason to be alive is to help people.
Mm-hmm.
So my books have all been nonfiction. They've been positive. When I went through divorce, I didn't know what was going on.
Mm.
When it was over, I swore nobody else should have to be so confused and feel so weak.
Mm.
And that sort of lit a light under my tail feathers.
Yeah.
Because within 6 months of my divorce, I had started writing, interviewing the attorneys and others so I could have the process and the facts nailed down.
Mm-hmm.
And it has remained a passion because painful, unhealthy marriages are not the way we're meant to live our lives.
Mm.
I do firmly believe in honesty and truth and not slashing and gouging.
Mm-hmm.
I coach both men and women, but women tend to be much more inclined to reach out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the joy I get from helping and from positive feedback for what about the level of change I made in their lives
Mm-hmm.
made me want to focus more on the divorce aspect.
Gotcha. So really where your focus is on the divorce coaching.
Yes.
Right. And as well as you have several books on the topic, from journals to kind of help books and kind of lays out that process, right?
It is.
Okay.
And later I'll mention some of the topics that are coming out, 2 books this year and 2 next year.
Okay, great.
I also coach about making a fresh start.
Okay. Which kind of comes from that. Yeah. Okay.
But sometimes a fresh start is just from when you feel totally stuck in your life.
Right. So for today, our focus is really going to be on the divorce coaching, right? And how to get that really going even more.
Yes.
So what do you feel like, what's an issue what's an area that you're struggling with the most in your business that you want to work on today?
Bringing clients in.
Okay.
Now that I am on Zoom, I can do this coaching anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, I've been somewhat limited.
Okay.
To person to person.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Well, so then we'll start with ideal client and we'll try to get some clarity around that. So you know how to best reach them And so I want to get really clear. Something that's critical when you're branding your business and marketing your business is to know very tightly who you want to reach. Because if your language is too broad, if your understanding of who that person is too broad, they won't even know that you're talking to them in your marketing. So it's really important to get super clear on who that is. And it's very scary for a solopreneur because you just want to help anybody. And it's very easy to feel afraid that if I niche myself too much, that I will miss out on somebody that I can help. But the reality is that you will miss out on more people if you're not clear enough about who you're talking to. So what we'll do now is actually create a customer avatar, a client avatar. So, you can give that person a name so that you can be when you're thinking about this person, that's who we're describing. So do you have a name, just a name that you like? It doesn't have to mean anything other than just something that you like.
How about Emily?
What is it? Emily? Emily. Okay. Perfect. So let's figure out who Emily is. So one of the easiest things to figure this out is to think about some of your current clients or recent, past clients who you have helped, who you would love to clone in every way. Do you have anybody like that without telling us who they are, especially given the, sensitive nature of what you do, but do you have anybody that kind of fits that cloning ideal, or maybe a couple of people that if you push them together, they'd be a perfect client?
Okay, I think this is a squish.
Okay.
But very common traits and aspects.
Okay.
Most of my clients are female.
Okay.
Tend to, if they have children, their children are 17 or above.
Okay.
They are probably, they can be older people, retired, looking toward retirement, or in the full blossom of living through their kids' teen years.
Okay.
That would be an age range of, great gosh, somewhere between 40 and 10.
40 and what? 40 and 50?
10.
Okay. You know what? I didn't hear that last part. Say that again.
40 and 10.
And 10. Gotcha. I was listening for a number. That's why I didn't get it.
I'm sorry. I don't put a number to that.
Right, exactly. That's true.
To give a number.
But yeah, okay. Well, that totally makes sense. So, and that's perfect because that's a good demographic. So it would be people in a very specific label, somebody that you could even buy a list for. Okay, so female, they've got maybe teens or they're empty nesters. They're in that 40 range.
Teens are older.
Teens are older. Okay. Okay, perfect. What about geographic location? Do you have anybody, or do you have a geographic location that you're limited to?
No, because I've gotten thank you notes for my books from the most unexpected rural areas and from the heart of the city.
Okay. So really right now, and like you said, because you're on Zoom, you can coach anywhere. Yes. So virtual, but English speaking, right? Yes. Okay. So that would be just something to add to it. All right. So let's talk about their traits. What kind of personality traits or characteristics might they have? What are some of their interests? What's their worldview?
They will have enough independence to feel divorce is better than staying in an injurious marriage.
Okay.
But they're not so staunchly independent that they leave without a second thought.
Got it. Okay.
They have concerns.
Okay. Good.
There are a great many kinds of concerns.
Okay.
Money is one.
Sure.
One. Where do I live? Why?
Yep.
Um, how will my adult children be affected?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, a book by that title, The Forgotten Ones, will
Mm-hmm.
be coming out this year. How do I keep track of the household bookkeeping?
Uh-huh. Okay.
The practical things, in other
Sure.
words.
Right.
How do I find an attorney?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need a divorce mediator? Those questions you almost never know the answer to.
Right. Why would you? You never planned for that. Yeah.
Don't, and
Yeah.
you generally don't sit around at the church social talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the person who can help you make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I am a business oriented woman, as well as being an old mushy inside woman. And I believe you have to have a logical, realistic plan.
Mm-hmm.
It makes all the difference.
Yeah.
How do I plan a budget for living alone?
Right. Yep. Okay, good. So that's a great distinction because, as you said, they're not, what is it? They're not necessarily in a domestic violence situation where they need to get out and get out now.
No,
They're also not impulsive to just say, I'm done, I'm out.
no,
Like there is some thought to this. And because sure, you can help people in other situations, but what your ideal client, and again, ideal is the perfect person for you to work with that you can help the best, is somebody who is thoughtful, who wants to be logical and planned about this and doesn't know where to begin.
and doesn't want to injure anyone else.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Right, okay.
And it just occurred to me, Tiffany, that's who I was when I
Mm-hmm.
divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know where to start.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you, I mean, for especially for solopreneurs, oftentimes people start their business because of some challenge that they went through.
Yes,
And even when you're talking an ideal client, especially for solopreneurs, when you're describing your ideal client, you're describing yourself
yes.
because like attracts like. I mean, in nature, with people, everything, like attracts like. So when you are trying to attract someone, they're going to be attracted to you because they see themselves in you and you portray the confidence and the ability to be able to help them. And that's what they're looking for.
You're
So,
exactly right. And that's why it makes it so rewarding
mhm,
because I
mhm.
can watch their face and see
Yes.
how it makes sense to them.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Okay, well, this is perfect. So, okay, so um, what is there anything up for them that has caused this life change to happen in general? I mean, is it just,
I'll tell you a couple of things that one of my more recent, that's in the last 2 or 3 years, mentioned to me. We use my new divorce workbook, which is the other book that's coming out in third edition this year.
cool?
In there, I list, I believe it's 9 just regular life things you want to
Mm-hmm,
begin changing. You
mm-hmm.
don't all of a sudden jump out the front door and file for divorce.
Sure.
You begin shifting your life.
Mm-hmm.
And one is to get a complete physical checkup.
Mm,
And one is to have your car get a complete checkup.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your separate bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Um, spend time with your kids. You may not mention a thing,
Mm-hmm.
may or may not sense that things are rough.
Mm-hmm.
You're bonding more deeply with your children, period, and
Mm-hmm.
enjoying each other.
Mm-hmm.
make a conscious connection with the friends and maybe a relative or two
Okay. Yeah.
who
Yeah.
will be very understanding.
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate. I met with three particular friends. One had never been married, one was a young widow, and one had been married, I think, from the time she got her permanent teeth. And they each had support, but a
Mm-hmm.
different kind of have you thought of,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which meant it was coming right from their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And for each of them, I could say, that's a good point. And here's what I'm bringing to this.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, or if I'm not seeing something, keep talking. I want to learn.
Sure. So for your ideal client, they should probably already have some sort of support system in place, even if it's not specific to divorce. They've got friends and family that they can call on and lean on and involve in this process.
I
Okay.
would say because people like that are so precious in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
they may not have more than one or two.
Sure.
I
Okay.
don't suggest this make this a standard part of your book club for
Sure.
10 minutes every time.
Sure.
Those
So,
people are special.
sure. Okay. So in thinking about Emily again, what about her own accomplishments? In general, would you say that she had been a stay-at-home mom? Is she a career woman? Has she been working? What kind of what does she feel are her biggest successes and accomplishments in life?
That's a great question. I feel that it's important that at some point in her life she has been working and earning a living,
Okay.
probably supporting herself.
Okay.
It's terrific if you have had the experiences of carrying that responsibility
Mm-hmm.
and probably learning to not live on diamonds and Mercedes
Mm-hmm.
unless you really can.
Right.
Um, Another thing would be when you're working with others, do you work well with them? Do you
Okay.
get along well with others?
Okay.
If not, brush up on it.
Okay.
Um, it helps to,
Well, but I want to just bring you back to that point. We're talking about what Emily is right now, so that when you're marketing, when you're talking to her, that she hears you in your messaging. So
okay, and what I'm doing is giving you what I'm hoping she has to hear
sure.
me with.
So she's got some experience in the work world.
Yeah,
Maybe she's not, I don't know. Maybe there isn't necessarily a level of accomplishment or corporate market or corporate ladder
I
rung,
don't think so.
but
No,
that she has earned money and earn her
exactly.
own living. Okay, okay, and that she can get along with other people. So she's got to be coachable too for you.
Yes. And
Okay.
that will tell probably in the first hour, hour and a half. And
Mhm.
I can tell
Mhm.
uh, they're supposed to listen, but everything in their face and their eyes are saying, I don't agree with that.
Mhm. Mhm.
They were me. We're not a good match if that is
Right.
the case.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Watching for the coachable. Mhm.
but feel free to ask questions. Don't just
Mhm.
assume.
Sure.
I also suggest that she is somewhat practical.
Okay.
I won't overly define that, but if you're used to being or require being pampered in every aspect of life, not just
Mhm.
money,
Mhm.
you're going to have a little more trouble understanding
Sure.
that these are actually new abilities that
Mhm.
you're completely capable of doing.
Sure. Sure.
I'll
Okay.
teach you how.
Yeah. Okay.
Mindset is a good tip.
Yeah. Okay. Good. No, I think that's an important thing to remember, that they are practical.
Yes.
And they're looking for a systematic approach to make sure they're covering all their bases.
Yes.
And they're looking for support to get through all of that. And they're looking to do it in the least harmful way to the people around them. Because, yeah, okay, that's huge. I think that's huge. So what do you think their biggest wish? So if Emily could foresee, into the future, a year or two down the future, what do you think her biggest wish for being on the other side of her divorce, but also after working with you? What is she looking for?
She's looking to actually feel good about herself again. That is huge if you've been in a put down marriage or a painful marriage.
Mm-hmm.
That's like being reborn.
Mm-hmm.
It is being reborn.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah, right. And kind of finding ourselves again.
Yes. Are else inventing that part of yourself you've always believed was in there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I do the fresh start coaching to get to grow into this new you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sure.
certainly is for men and women both, and all ages.
Mm-hmm.
I am also passionate about that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Because divorce isn't just an end, it's a transition
Mm-hmm.
from what was, for many good reasons, probably, to what will be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. So I'm wondering, this is a little bit off topic, but I know your books are primarily geared specifically towards divorce. I wonder if, and I'm going back and I'm kind of going back on what I said about getting super niched in marketing to divorce or near considering divorce people, women, to the fresh start, which might include divorce and working your way through the divorce. So as far as kind of your thought about, what am I trying to ask? Where you want to focus? If you want to focus on specifically, you're on the verge of divorce, let me help you get to the other side, versus you're on the verge of a big life transition, or you're at the bottom of that life transition and you need to figure out your next start, because that could be anything. I mean, it could be being widowed.
Off a cheat sheet from me when you ask that, because I do coach on major life transitions,
Sure.
which can be retirement for a lot of people.
Right.
It boils down to the question all the fresh start things do. Who am I now?
Mm-hmm.
Am I nobody anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. You have wonderful abilities and dreams and possibilities and life to experience and say, this is not for me.
Sure.
Boy, I've been looking for that all my life.
Right. So then a quick gut check for you. Do you want to focus on people on the verge of divorce, or do you want to focus on people in a life transition? And I know you can help either, but as far as your marketing, where do you feel your heart is the most?
As far as the marketing, I believe I can make be the most powerful help to people approaching divorce.
Okay, good. I just want to push a little bit to make sure that we were on the right path, because you're right. I mean, this is about a fresh start, and you can work with other people, but this is really where your heart is, to help people through that.
Afraid to make that fresh start. You'll
Uh-huh.
never be coping with that.
Sure.
And this is loaded. You may or may not want to use it. But if you get to the point where you say, I don't want to bury the rest of my life in pain with this person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Step forward and I'll help.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. Let's see. So, can you think of anything else that really describes Emily?
Chances are Emily has had a dream for her own fulfillment,
Okay.
but she has not had a chance to explore or tried to explore and was so crushed and put down she gave up.
Okay.
There is still something she yearns to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Positive.
Okay.
So she really still does have faith in herself
Mm-hmm.
here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
yearns to be able to do it.
Got it. So my next question was going to be, what do you think her hesitations are? I would imagine that's part of it, the fear.
Yes, but if you're in a passive aggressive marriage where every time you mention the stream you're already working on,
Mm-hmm.
work wise,
Mm-hmm.
and it gets slapped down, not quite physical, you shrink back. You stop even sharing that information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay.
Um, Hopefully, keep trying quietly.
Sure. Well, and thinking about Emily,
Mhm.
so she needs to have, she also need, so she has this dream, it's getting squashed, but she has enough resolve and enough inner whatever fire within that still is compelling her forward.
And in places along the line, she can look back and see ways that outsiders, other people, teachers, business associates, have reinforced that she has a real skill at that
Okay.
and should follow up on it.
Right. You know what? And that, I'm hearing a powerful marketing message in that, honestly, that when you're, on social media or that sort of thing, or a blog post, to be able to say, to be able to point out to them thinking back to the people in their life who have encouraged or pointed out, or, those moments in their life when external forces have shown them that they have a skill or talent that aligns with that dream. Like that
And
could be powerful.
I would encourage him to not put a calendar on that. It could have been a teacher in seventh grade who gave him an F on
Mm-hmm.
a book report because she thought she plagiarized off the book
Uh-huh.
cover. The book never had a cover, and it was about 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so she gave me an A. Oh, somebody, an A. And it wasn't the only knockdown boost I got in
Mm-hmm.
my life.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought, boy, she really thought I copied that. Darn.
yeah,
Remember
yeah,
those things. Some might have been a month ago. Some might have been when you were just starting to develop.
yeah,
Something that was deep inside of you.
sure. Yeah. Okay, good. So I feel like we've got a pretty solid profile of Emily. Do you feel like we've got that?
I think so. It
Okay.
doesn't matter if you're tall or short, fat or thin, or or tan or pink or pretty
Right.
chalk like I am, or if you're a beautiful mahogany. It's it's who you are.
Yeah. All right. Absolutely. And it's where you are in life. And if you need the help to get through, you're reaching out, you're helping them with that hand to say, here, let me show you.
I absolutely am. And
Yeah.
I am now offering the divorce, preparing for divorce, which
Mm-hmm.
is pretty much where it is ended in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I will also offer ongoing divorce support
Mm-hmm.
for learning some of those aspects of life that your former spouse did.
Sure. Sure.
Or that you want to try but haven't. Anyone who's become single again knows that the first couple of times you go out to eat by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you feel
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You
the
feel
guys you've ever felt in your life.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. So, do you feel like you have a good handle on where to even reach Emily?
I really do believe that Facebook may be a good place.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
Although I'm also reaching on LinkedIn through the therapists I connect with
Okay, good.
because my books, especially, they're so easy to recommend.
Mm-hmm.
By
Mm-hmm.
the way, my divorce books are recommended by attorney groups across the country because
Mm-hmm.
they help people
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah.
attorneys.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that people go try to handle the divorce by themselves.
Right.
There are
Right.
too many business aspects that
Sure.
can ruin your life in the future.
Right. It's the things you don't know that you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, good. Let's see. So I want to just start tying this up a little bit. Do you I feel like what we've talked about, there are a lot of nuggets of the description and the personality and the characteristics that if you start talking to Emily, if
Yeah.
you start writing Facebook posts or blog posts to Emily with these very clear things in mind,
Yeah.
you will be Emily will start hearing you and Emily will start responding.
Good.
Does
Thank
that
you.
yeah. Do you feel like you've had kind of a mindset shift or an aha moment or something?
I do from watching your face.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, simply, you have such a good mind instincts for recognizing concerns that people have about
Mm.
themselves
Mm-hmm.
and about reaching forward and what kind of information are they desperately seeking.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm sitting here listening to you going, me.
Uh-huh. Right. I mean that and that's why this exercise is so important
Yes,
because you could walk without doing it, you could be saying, "Oh, yeah, I know my ideal client. She's female, she's 40 years and older, she's got grown kids." But then you could be posting about something completely irrelevant, and so she's never going to hear you. But if you start posting about um, wanting to be able to find to achieve your dreams. If you start posting about, thinking about the people who have supported you in your life, people who have encouraged that dream. If you start talking about the fear of, not wanting to be feeling stuck in a bad marriage, have done everything that you could to make it work, and it's time to make another step, but you don't know where to go. Like that's where people are going to start hearing you.
I
Um,
add one thing to that.
yeah.
The phrase we've been letting slide off our backs too fast. There is physical abuse, and
Certainly.
that's horrible. But there can be disastrous psychological abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's not unusual for those abusers to have been raised in an abusive home.
Mm-hmm.
They do not know the meaning of kind,
Mm-hmm.
genuine love.
Mm-hmm.
That emotional abuse is crippling.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you cower when you hear the garage door.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so maybe even talking, having some material about that, just how emotional abuse can be crippling, even when it doesn't appear to be emotional abuse.
I think
Um,
another book. I think
right,
yeah, I like that.
right, yeah, because
And
you're
the
right.
books are available on Amazon.
Good, good. Well, I'll make sure when we do this video, in fact, if anybody wants to get a hold of Linda, tell us your website address.
My website is Lynn, L-I-N, at Linda C. Senn, Linda Senn, SENN.com.
Perfect. And what about the website address? So that's your email. What about the website address?
It's just LindaCSenn.com.
.com. Perfect. And so you have all your books there. All your books are available on Amazon.
Yes.
And you'll have information on your website about your coaching program.
Yes.
And how you can help people. So they can connect with you. Are you on Facebook as well?
Yes, I am on Facebook.
Okay, Facebook and LinkedIn, so people can connect with you there.
Yes, LinkedIn.
Yeah, good. Okay.
I'm in the process of updating all of those things.
Sure. We all are, all the time, I think.
It's true. Thank you.
Right. I am. So, well, good. Well, I hope this was helpful. I hope this kind of gave you some good new material to work with.
It really did, Tiff. Thank you.
Good. You're most welcome. And thank you to our viewers for watching and sticking with us. This is a little kind of taste of what it's like to work with me. As I mentioned in the beginning, I use the know, communicate, and be method. The Discover Your True Identity program is exactly this times 12. So the Discover Your True Identity program is basically a 12 meeting program where I take you through all of the important things about knowing, communicating, and being your brand. Mm-hmm. From the point of what's your brand story all the way to the point of having your standard operating procedure systems documented so that you and your team can deliver on that. So I invite you to check out my website at Lone, L-O-N-E, orange, like the fruit.com. Those links will all be in the comments below. I invite you to check that out. And I also, as I mentioned earlier, I do offer these free coaching sessions occasionally. So if you are interested in starring on one of these free coaching sessions and getting some advice and working through a topic that is very important to the growth of your business and maybe a pivotal moment, if you visit loneorange.com/coaching call, all one word, no spaces, loneorange.com/coaching call. There will be a form there you can fill out and request your own session. So again, Linda, thank you so much. It's been a joy. I'm excited to kind of watch how this grows and how you start finding more Emilys.
Thank you. And even though I've worked with you before, this has been a whole fresh enlightenment for me. Thank you.
Wonderful. You are most welcome. I always enjoy talking with you. So thank you very much. And viewers, thank you. We'll see you next time.